Hello and welcome to That Canon Guy's Reviews. Today we'll be doing a comparison video between the 8.1 megapixel Canon EOS 20D digital camera and the Canon EOS 40D 10.1 megapixel digital camera, as well as the lenses on them, which is a Canon zoom lens EF 28 to 200mm f3.5 to 5.6 USM lens, as well as a Tamron piezo drive 18 to 270mm f3.5 to 6.3mm lens. This camera and lens combo right here. So let's look over the front of the camera. On the front, it looks pretty much about the same as on the 40D as the 20D, except for the extra grip on the side. It was a chunkier, flashier, and just a chunkier build quality on the 40D. You can expect that as it's a higher-end professional camera. And then on the front of the lens, there's no wetting on that one, and it uses a 62mm filter, but there's a 72mm filter size on this one, so it's a larger lens filter size. I don't know if that's better or worse. And it also has the wetting on the front, as there's no wetting on that one. Okay, so let's look at the sides. On the sides, you have the port covers here, and one thing I might like to note, on the 40D, there's better weather sealing than on the 20D. They've upgraded the weather sealing on those. Okay, so on the bottoms of the port covers, you have the nice weather sealing rubber things there. Then you have the sync port, flash sync port, remote input, video output, and USB output on the 40D. And on the 20D, you have them slightly different placed here. You have the digital as well as video out ports here, which would be digital would be the USB. And then you have the sync port and the remote control down here. So it's about this. It's the exact same. It's in there. It's just different control placement and better weather sealing. Sides of the lens, you have the autofocus manual focus switch, as well as the vibration control, which is different over the Canon, which has no vibration control. The Canon, you have the autofocus manual focus switch. So then around the back of the cameras here, let's turn around. You have a much larger 3-inch LCD versus the 1.8-inch of the 20D. Huge upgrade there if you're looking to shoot movies and also use live view, video playback, movie. Actually, this cannot shoot videos, but picture playback and picture viewing. 3-inch is a lot better than the 1.8-inch. And also you have different button placement, mostly because of the bigger screen, but they're basically the same. This one's have more clicky buttons. This one's either press or soft button. Here's the clicky, which is the soft. I think I prefer the clicky a lot more. It's a lot nicer, and also has a shortcut button and direct print button, which is also a nice upgrade, and some other different modes and stuff there. But anyway, on the 480 there's the menu, playback, delete, jump button, info button, and the multi-scene select button. There's the thumb dial, set button, which also doubles as a live view button when you have the camera on set to do live view. The 4-way joystick or 5-way joystick. The on-off switch, which is also slightly different. It has more of a lever than this one. I find that the 20D one's easier to use. This one's a little bit harder, but it also helps from accidental pushing it on and pushing it to the top mode. And then also you have your autofocus on button, which is just for standard autofocusing, but you can also autofocus in live view mode, as well as like the autofocus point select here, and the preview, same here, but it's the autofocus preview, and then you have menu, info, jump, playback, delete, on-off switch, thumb dial, set button, and the 5-way joystick. Then you use the eye cup up here, which it uses exactly the same eye cup, so it's basically the same. A little bit chunkier, just on the 40D, like I was saying. On the front, it has a little bit more chunky to it. Feels a little bit better in the hand. You have your diopter control here. Just put those back on there. And turning around to the side, you have better weather sealing on the 40D than on the 20D, if you hear a little bit different sound. This one's just a little bit more plasticky, the 20D's one. So it has like a rubber strip around there, all the way for the weather sealing. This one over here the 20D can only handle up to 4 GB memory cards, but this one can go up to 16 GB, which is what I have in here. And then I also have a 2 GB in here right now, SanDisk Extreme E 2 GB. But other than that, it's about the same. A little bit wider grip here, just a little bit smaller there. And looking at the top, have a slightly redesigned, like this. They have a slightly squatter, smaller there, and this is slightly longer than 20D, but virtually about the same. This one was a black hot shoe, this one's now a silver. And also the things here look a little bit different, the mode dials, and have a few different shooting modes on them. The flash is a little bit chunkier, but different looking there. So anyway, here's on the 20D, here's the shutter button, mode dial, which is the shutter button, which is a little bit more clicky on the 40D again. And then the mode dial, which is a little bit smaller, which I'm not quite sure I like that as with the 20D, but it's a minor difference. And you have the flash bracketing button, drive ISO, autofocus white balance, and the light button, which are about the same in feel on each camera. And then, like I said, the difference is about the info screens and the hot shoe, as well as the flash. And then on the mode dials, on the 40D here, you have 3 new modes here, Custom 1, Custom 2, and Custom 3. And then you have all your standard ones, aperture depth, manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, program, auto, portrait, landscape, macro, sports, night portrait, and no flash, which are exactly the same on there, minus the 3 custom modes, which are pretty nice. There's also a new silver trim around there, and it's a little bit bigger and chunkier, which I really like. It's easier to hold on to. So let's look at the 2 lenses. First on the Tamron, one thing I noticed on this, when you'll focus, this one has a very low, first of all, it's internal focusing, which is nice, but it has a very small focusing ring, which is not that great for manual focusing. Which is the Canon is a very nice and long one. Which is the Tamron again. It's pretty short. It works very well for autofocusing and everything, just like usual. And of course, the Tamron has this little lock switch right here for the lens. It locks into 18mm, but this one goes from 18 to 270. This one only goes from 20 to 135mm. One thing I like to note, this one goes this way, like up and down, sliding this way, versus this one goes this way. Minor difference again, and it doesn't really make a big difference. And also, this one's longer than this one for obvious reasons because of the extra length. And this one says ultrasonic here, this one's piezo drive. I don't really see a difference between them. I think piezo drive is slightly faster in autofocusing, but other than that, there's not much difference. Let's lock that back in there again. Okay, so let's look at the bottom of the camera and lens. So you have just the standard lenses there, it just looks about the same. Then this sticker's upside down when you turn it up versus this one's upside up. No big difference, just how it is. It tells you the model number, DS126061 and DS126171. Tripod socket there. So on this one was the 40D, was made to be able to be used with a wireless file transmitter, which is what that extra port cover and port under there is for. Then if we cover that back up, here's the battery covers here. This 40D one feels a little bit more solid, it has better weather sealing, like the other one. And this one, for the motor, if you want to have the battery grip in there, there's a slightly different thing. This one, you push down this little switch, and it comes right off. Battery door. This one, it has a special thing. Get a good view of that. Oop, a little bit blurry there. Probably will autofocus on that. Okay, well anyway, see, you just pull it off. I believe you pull. Let's see here. I just got this camera. I'm not super this, but there's a clip system there, which it just comes right off. See, I'm just taking it off to put the battery grip on, so I need to go off there again. Anyway, that's how it works. It's slightly different than the old clip system, which I actually like better because it's easier to use. Not super. Probably become easier to use this one to get good with it. They both take the exact same battery, BP511/511A, generic one in there right now, while CR 2016, excuse me, 16 volt or date batteries actually, 3-volt batteries, CR 2016 3-volt date batteries. Okay, now let's turn the cameras on. if we turn around to here, I have batteries in both of them, the memory cards, so we can turn those on. Turn on this one. Takes a little bit longer to power on. This one's pretty instantaneous. It has a harder off switch there. Okay, and this one also has sensor cleaning, which ultrasonically removes dust from the sensor, which is really nice. So if we turn into the menu, it's a slightly different menu layout. Look at the 40Ds first. First of all, the 40D switched away from the continuous menu. This one is just one long menu. Just go down and down and down all the way along the menu, which I was okay with. But then, on the Canon 40D, they really took it to the next level. They have different modes here, each one with a certain amount of different stuff on that. They have the shooting modes and the playback, then the settings, and then the other custom functions and the customized menu, my menu, that's what it's called. Versus this one, it's pretty much just scroll right through the big long menu. Sorry for the quality thing here, it's not quite focusing right. And then if you look, this one also has live view. Activate. I have it set activate in the settings. All you do is to activate is press the set button. Now it's in live view mode, which now it kind of, honestly, I'm in that one. Yep, I can go back into live view. There's live view. If I unlock the lens and zoom it, which I just did autofocus, by the way. If you press the autofocus on button, it'll focus. When it's focused, it'll stop and zoom in. Go. The 20D does not have live view. I think it's a very nice feature. And not like they have to press the autofocus on button for it to autofocus and then go back. But other than that, it's a very useful feature. And also, just the bigger screen's overall better, but when you press that button, you have picture style, which is a new menu. You can set it to all these different color options here. And then also with the info button, let's see if I go back out of here. Info, it'll show you all your stuff. It's a lot nicer on the bigger screen of the 40D. And also, they have some extra info on there in a more clean format. Overall, I would suggest the 40D for the extra price on it. This is my new shooting camera, and this is my old one. I'm selling this one currently, and it was a really good camera, but the upgrade to the 40D and the piezo drive lens, I think, was the upgrade. Okay, so this concludes the comparison video of the Canon EOS 40D as well as to the Canon EOS 20D, as well as the lenses, the Canon zoom lens EF 28 to 200mm and the Tamron 18 to 270mm. Thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button above as well as the like button below, and please leave your comments, suggestions, questions, anything in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching.